Hitting. All right, we're live. It's another. So we skipped. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us. We skipped yesterday. It was Memorial Day. Things were kind of tough. I was coming back from a trip, but I'm excited to be here. How you doing, Cass?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Happy Memorial Day to everyone. Thank you, everyone, from the bottom of my heart for your service. You guys that are just sacrificing your time and some of you your lives to defend America and everyone who's involved uh, with America. I thank you. It's a sacrifice, a big sacrifice that a lot of people would not do, and you do it for us. So it's Memorial Day. I got family that have been in different wars. For example, the grandfather of my son
Mm.
was on the Korean War, so he's a veteran from the
Oh,
Korean War. Yes, and I have much respect for the military, U.S. military. It's ingrained in my heart. So I can't say anything else but thank you for your service and for your sacrifices.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your service, guys. Someone taught me to say have a peaceful Memorial Day instead of happy, which I kind of like because it's
I think it's
it's
more
fun.
fitting. Yes,
Yeah, there's nothing
it's
happy
not
about.
a school day.
Yeah, but we are definitely grateful, and
Very.
yeah, it's nice to have a 3-day weekend to commemorate. Uh,
And enjoy
all
it,
the
and
heroes.
enjoy the people that are here. Memorial Day um is to remember those people that are not with us anymore, but we can enjoy the people that are with us. We remember the ones that are not, but we cannot forget the ones that are with us, our family, and those that are descendant, maybe from those brave soldiers that gave their lives.
Mm, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, trying to think there's no proper way to transition out of that except to say
We can, of course, we can. We
yeah.
can go straight up to the campaigns, and we
Okay,
can
go
just
straight to the campaign.
think fun
Yeah,
that we're trying to do.
sure,
We're trying
absolutely.
to get these campaigns off the ground and give you uh, some entertainment, so
Yep.
everything's not looking so grim all
Hmm.
the time. This is a way you can maybe take a couple of hours of reality and go through a different land and explore a different setting, different times with different characters, and
Hmm.
something that you will not be able to do in these times. Maybe you wanted to be an Indiana Jones kind of type character. You want to explore, you want to go to ancient tombs and find out what happened, and you really can't. So this is a way in that you can transport yourself to those settings without having to go through the dangers of maybe going through the place or exploring it yourself. You can see the story through someone else's eyes, and
Yeah.
this is pretty much accurate because that's one of the things that I really admire about you is that you go all in on the details and you don't skip. What we say is you don't skip leg day on history. You're on everything. I've been reading it and I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's got everything down, every detail.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important. It's I don't know. Some would say it might be laziness because instead of doing what you do, which is create a fictional world, it's nice that you can just open a book and you can say, "Hey, here's a world that it's already been figured out because it happened."
Yes.
But it's fun. Yeah, like I like to say, good stories are actually it's a. I know that this is going to sound weird, but they're a safe place for unsafe things to happen where you can have those unsafe experiences. You know what I mean? These adventures, these risks, uh, like things that you can't do in real life.
Pretty much, yes.
But you can do that within the comfort of your own home, just kind of reading it on a Saturday and be entertained by that and learn something from those sort of experiences, that you can't otherwise
And
get. So that's kind of the point.
and this book, how many pages is this book?
It's 152, and it's only $20, $5 shipping. So it's probably, I hate, you got to play to your strengths, and I really think this is the best value you can find on Indiegogo, and I'm able to do that because I'm the only one working on it, and it has nothing to do with my income. So I can charge, I can just charge what it costs to print it.
A fair amount.
Yeah,
for it.
I think it's.
So you have to. Your both books are in this campaign right now.
Yeah, we have book one. That's 128 pages. You can get that. That's $20 free shipping, and we also have. Let's just go up. There's you can get both books for $35. Both books in the poster. That's 280 pages together. So for those, and if you already have book one, if you got that last campaign, you can go in for several of the book two options, starting at $20. And then we have the ultimate pack. A lot of people are getting the ultimate pack. That's two books, 280 pages, and 3 posters. Comes in.
That's a great value right there.
Yeah. And that's the free US shipping.
I know that you're saying that we can have that package, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, and I'm gonna ask, can I, if I want to, can I just read the second book without the first one? If I wanted to back the second one, can I read it without the first one?
Honestly, okay. So the thing that I fell in love with comics is really the graphic novel format, where there's a complete story that's taking you through a particular arc, like watching. It's more of an Indiana Jones. Well, it's more of a Star Wars approach than Indiana Jones, or it is better to. You can start with book 2, and it explains enough material, it gets you where you need to be, so that you can understand the journey as you go through. But it is better to get book 1 because it's kind of a it's like you could watch the second Harry Potter and you would understand, because at the beginning of every movie they start you at the same, and they explain. So you don't have to start with the first movie or the first book to get what's going on. But it's better to see the whole thing. So that's a good question.
The answer is that I could read the second one just without the first one, but it's better. It's a more complete story if you got both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's great. And you have the opportunity to buy both books right there, and you don't miss a thing.
And again, it's I don't think you can beat that value. $45 free US shipping.
How many pages is the first book?
128.
128, and the second is 158?
152. Yep.
152. Wow. So that's pretty much almost 300 pages of worth of content.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
You workhorse.
Yeah. Well, speaking of workhorses, we got Cyber Gods issue 1. And we got the pre-launch page. I'm going to put that in the chat, the link to this right now. We've already got people sharing the link. I just put that on Twitter as well, so that's officially out there. And we're the pre-launch is up, which means the clock is ticking. We're officially people know about the campaign now. Yep, we're officially working on it.
We're officially working on it, and we have a time frame that we can have the launch campaign ready, so we can start funding this project. Yeah. And this is a project that has come a long way. I just want people to know that if you back this thing, this is a dream from somebody who's got pretty much No chances. I live in an island of Puerto Rico where the chances of getting a book done are very low, and we got hit by two hurricanes.
Hmm.
So I had to stop drawing, and I had to concentrate on getting a new house and buying
Sure.
all the electronics and everything that got damaged during those two hurricanes, which was pretty much everything. And after I was able to get a stable home and build a little bit of the studio, and I decided that I don't want this to be one of the things that I left behind unfinished.
Hmm.
And I really love art. I love the medium of comic books. That's never going to go away. I love telling stories. I have like hundreds of stories written down, that I would love to at least cherry pick some of them and make them come true. So this is the beginning. We're starting with this one because this is one of the one closest to my heart,
Hmm.
and the one that I would really like to put in the front, so we can build up a library of stories, maybe going down the future. So this one is the first, not the first step, but the first stone that I'm putting down on the foundation of what I call the cast universe,
Hmm.
which pretty much a vast universe where things might be connected or they might not. And we're starting with this one, which is the one that I had developed the most. And then surely, if this one is founded and people like my storytelling and my art, I can go back to the vault and get the other ones ready
Hmm.
so we can make them come true.
Do you have an idea of how many pages you want for this one?
At least for this one, we I would like to start with 48 pages, and
Hmm.
maybe down the road, if we could add a stretch goal and it's feasible, we can fund it. I would like to add some more pages to the story that can be added, but I would like to go for 48 if we can.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be gorgeous. I mean, you're one of the best artists out there, honestly, and it's a
Thank you,
real
thank you.
honor.
I work really hard. So
Absolutely.
if anyone thinks being artist is easy, is not. I sometimes I can spend an hour in just one face trying to get it right. So
Oh, yeah.
I already know what the dimensions of the face I want, and it's not easy. It's not like I just go ahead and put down the pencil in the page and it comes straight out. Some days I can't, but I work through it, and I take a break and then I come back and go back to work until I figure it out. So it's a struggle. Every page is a struggle. Every drawing is a struggle. I
Mhm.
enjoy the struggle. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy it, and I love sitting down to draw, to get a page, a blank page, and put something down on it, and maybe create a new story, maybe create a new character, or maybe those cool shots that we used to get on the 90s comic books. My way of storytelling is through action. I love energy. I love action. So my comics are full of action. You could pretty much think about it in the terms of a Bruce Lee movie, or Jackie Chan movie, or a Jet Li movie. I don't think I've told you this, but I took 2 years of Shaolin Kung Fu when I was younger.
Oh, how cool. Nice.
Yes, so it was two years of training in where I got to know the Chinese martial arts, and I am in love with that. I mean, it's in my blood. I was able to experience it, and I couldn't continue because my life took another turn. But I want to all those experiences. I want to put them in my stories. So there's gonna be martial arts. If anyone likes martial arts, think of it like that way. It's gonna be action. There's gonna be action. There's gonna be good art, and there's a plot. There's a story behind. I don't do anything in the story just because there has to be a reason, and if it doesn't move the story forward, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're gonna definitely have fun. I'm gonna have fun watching you make this amazing art, and I'm also gonna have fun working on just the technical side, making sure that it gets printed really nicely, at the quality level that it deserves. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, because that's the thing. You're the editor pretty much of this work. If something is not going the way it should, or if it doesn't look the way it should, it's gonna go through your. You're gonna have to catch it.
Yeah, it's gonna be my responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to catch it and say, hey, this doesn't belong here, or this should be like this. But it's a good collaboration, and I think to me it's a dream come true. I just want to give the people something entertaining, and also give them good characters that we can aspire to be. That's one thing that I'm trying to do. I don't mean it to be like a bad thing.
Yeah.
My character Body Girl is one of the characters that I'm trying to be very careful about. I have seen the America Chavez. I have seen the other characters that portray a Latin woman as, I don't want to say the word bitchy, but bossy and very disrespectful to everyone and just plain smug. My character is not like that. Bodyguard is not like that. I don't believe Bodyguard to be a smug character, and she's a very feminine character also. Very feminine in a way. I didn't want to write a man in a woman's body.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's a lot of. It's been interesting. There's a lot of, I guess, different types who are getting into comics, and
Yes.
with different competing views on what they think comics needs to be about, and
Yeah.
Or like what sort of characters that they want to see on the page, they want to spend money on. And I actually think it's been a combative few years, but I think it's been a really productive few years because people have really honed. I don't think people could articulate what they wanted. I don't think they knew what they wanted, but we didn't have the language for it as much as we do now because it's been debated so heavily in the past few years that now I think we're better equipped. Did anyone know what a Mary Sue was until 4 years ago? Like, there's just a lot of terminology now where we can really discuss things.
That's one of the things that I think it's a good. There's a saying that you cannot measure a bright star without a dim star. You need the only way you can measure the brightness of a star is putting it next to another star. You can say, hey, this one's brighter than that other one.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Those characters like Rey, like from the Star Wars universe, those characters like America Chavez, those characters, they are going to let us know which ones are the bright stars, and because we already have a dim one, we already have one that's not too bright. So now it's easier for us to see which ones are the ones that are more appealing, more I don't want to say better, but different, and we can at least separate the grain from the straw.
Yeah. Now we have examples.
Yes, we have exampple now.
How
So
to
it's
do an amazing Puerto Rican superhero and how not to do a amazing Puerto Rican superhero.
I'm not saying that I know how to do it, but I know a way of doing it now. I know that America Chavez is not the way. So
Yeah,
it's clear to me now that this is not what it should be or what it could be. Um, it's there's another way to do it. We can build bridges instead of just cutting and burning every bridge we find.
yeah.
I'm trying to build bridges with my characters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you got there?
I'm checking out your awesome Superman art.
If I am a Superman guy,
Yeah.
I'm a Superman guy. I love Batman, and Batman is the character of my childhood.
Sure.
But Superman, he's got all the values that I look up to in modern days, pretty much.
Sure.
So I really like Superman. He's
Gold
my
standard.
character. hmm
Yeah. Yeah.
And in this drawing, I was trying to do a it's not a version, but it is a homage to Mr. John Byrne, who's an American comic book artist from the 80s, 70s, 90s.
Yeah.
I love his art,
I can
John
see
Byrne,
that. Mm-hmm.
his X-Men run and all that, and I really love his Man of Steel. So I was trying to draw that in his style a little bit and give a homage to what he did with the character, which I love. I really like Superman, and I look up to him. I have a big picture of Superman in my room that every time I feel that I don't want to do something or I'm too tired,
Yeah.
I see the picture and I know that he's not human. He gets solar energy and he's charged, recharged all the time. But I mean, I look up to him. I see him and say, what will he do? Will he give up? He wouldn't give up. He wouldn't do that. So I have somebody watching over me. Uh,
Nice.
uh, yeah, telling me, hey, this is what I will do. So you better do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's inspiring. I'm inspired just looking at this. Really good. It's really good.
I made a print of that one. It's unfortunate that I wasn't able to go to any conventions. All I want everyone to have a piece of my art, and I try to draw every character I can because even
Mhm.
though I love drawing my characters, I draw Bodyguard a lot, and I love her, and Midas. I love Midas. So, but I
Yeah.
want to have people from every specter of the fandom, comic books, movies, video games, and I try to give them a little piece. Maybe they don't like Superman, but maybe you like Metroid, maybe you like Samus, and I can give you a print of Samus. Hey, here's Samus. You're a
Mhm.
gamer, or here's you like fighting games. Here's Ryu from Street Fighter, or maybe you like um, I don't know, a video game, God of War. I can
Sure.
draw Kratos for you, and maybe do a print of
Yeah.
Kratos.
Well,
So
that's
we
that's what's
can.
fun because you listen to the fans, which is cool,
Yes,
and that's what we're here for is to listen and serve. So,
yes.
Justin, we have Justin
When you,
Dutton in the chat. I just wanted to
yeah.
point out America
Hi,
Chavez.
Justin. Hello.
Justin says America Chavez is weird. She's Latino, but also not Latina, because an
We,
alien from another reality, which is a really good point. Like they want to push. She's Miss Latina,
yes.
but and yet, I mean, I don't know. Like Superman, I guess he has a lot of I mean, he's got the American way thing going on, but we're not saying he's racially American. You know what I mean?
He's American. If
He's an alien. So it's
no,
like,
yeah, he's an alien, but he's American. If you
yeah,
see one of the pages,
yeah.
one that I'm going to send you right now, I was ready for this. I knew
Oh,
you would bring it up,
yeah.
and he, John Byrne, drew it right in on one of the pages, and I send it to you through on the DM. You can put it on the screen if you want. You'll have to stop. Yes, this is how he says it. He is an American. He says, if you go uh,
Yeah,
to the dialogue, he says that he was born as soon as the rocket ship door opened in America.
wow.
He is American. Of course he is, and he fights pretty much,
Yeah,
and his ideas are the American people's ideas.
yeah. No, he's
So
absolutely American. It's just
he's
funny.
American.
It doesn't. It's like
You
saying.
can read it right there.
I
I'm
guess
not making it up.
it's like saying he's white or something. Like it's like saying he's. When we talk about someone being American, we're not saying anything about what skin color, what their ethnic background. Like he's ethnically an alien. He's
Yes.
nationally. His civic. What's the term?
His
He's a
beliefs,
citizen of America.
and yes,
So
his beliefs and the way he thinks and the way he behaves and the
yeah,
way he acts, it's American.
yeah, absolutely. And I guess America Chavez. I I don't know how
We don't know.
the
We
way
don't
she
know what.
acts.
We don't know. She wants
She's
to
definitely
be
from another
everywhere.
planet. That's for sure.
She's
She's probably,
definitely for. She doesn't adopt any way of thinking, and she just he. You have to. America Chavez is the kind of character that everyone else has to change to accommodate her. Everyone around her, she's not gonna simulate any laws. She's not gonna simulate any behavior. She's just the way she is, and you have to assimilate to her behavior, which it shouldn't be.
yeah, doesn't
It
sound
shouldn't
like
be. That doesn't sound like somebody I want to spend time around.
hmm
I wouldn't want to be around someone that I have to assimilate their behavior, or I have to accommodate every time so they can behave however they want.
yeah,
And I am the one that has to be like just paying attention to you to see what you do, so I cannot offend you. No, that's not. We can't be friends. I'm
yeah.
sorry. We
That's
can't
not a
go out.
leader. That's a master. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't be. I'm not being freely led, but you're not inspiring me to allow
No.
you to lead me. You're, yeah,
No. And
you're
that's
trying to control
we
me.
were yeah, we were talking about the drawing style that I
Yeah.
used there, and
Justin Dutton
I
in the
was
chat says that's a cult. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what's
that's a cult exactly.
it's a strong word, and we don't want to use it loosely, but I mean
Yeah,
it's probably very appropriate here.
but it's close to it. So we were talking about the way that I drew Superman on that one. I was drawing him in a way that would resemble the way that Mr. John Burns draws a Superman, the Man of
Yeah,
Steel.
absolutely.
I know that I will never be not even close to the level of skill that he has. To me, he's like a living legend, living god. So
Yeah,
I tried my best to portray him, and we try to portray these characters, these iconic characters, in a way that people can respect them and that people recognize them. And that brings us to Luke Skywalker. I mean, how does Luke
that's a good.
Skywalker should be drawn?
Yeah.
Is this
I
the
don't know if
way?
this. So just to set the stage just a little bit, I want to take over for just a second. So it has been I've been trying to piece together over the last few days what's been going on, and so this I guess this is the art that's been doing, and just to just some guy has done a
Yes,
bit of deep diving, and just to be fair, this the pink, his rosy red lips
are
were
not
added.
there.
Someone
Someone
has
added it. Yes. Still,
accentuated it, I guess. But he does have, big juicy lips, and they're colored differently. And none of the other men in the entire comic look like this. And I guess this is something I wanted to ask you. I thought it's an interesting, because we're going to do a deep dive. I've got several tabs up of different alternative takes that people have redrawn him looking like. And so just to set the stage, I think I get on a certain level, we understand that Luke, as a character design, has to stand out from every other guy in a panel. You know, you have to immediately look at him first. You know,
Hmm.
so because he's the hero, and I
Yes.
guess maybe the idea by the colorist, and as best I can tell, the colorist is the same person as the inker for this. The artist here thought, if I give him darker lips and I don't give the other guys darker lips, you're going to notice him more. Like he's just going to stand out more, you know, and then that'll be good for character design. Uh, what do you think about that? Just in principle, the idea like the hero has to stand out from the crowd, you know, the way you just, um, yeah. What do you think? Is that, does that make sense? I guess like just trying to give the artist the benefit of the doubt, given that they didn't give him pink lips like we had thought
Yes.
a few days ago. They did give him, you know,
Yeah, I sent you something to the DM
yeah,
so you can see it.
yeah,
This is on purpose.
yeah. You think so? Yeah,
This was straight up on purpose. This is not a man. This is an androgynous person. It's
yeah,
looking that like when you see it, the purpose is to see it and not know pretty much what you're looking at, to be confused,
yeah,
to cause it's done to cause confusion. This is not an expression that a man will do.
yeah,
That's done on purpose.
yeah,
That's done straight up on purpose. And at this stage, when when Luke Skywalker has this dark costume, if you can show the one that I sent you, um, when we have that dark costume, which is this is a drawing done by me of
yeah.
Luke Skywalker. I love Luke Skywalker. So
Really,
when he has that dark costume, he looks the most, pretty much the most serious and the most badass. This is the most badass that you can see Luke Skywalker,
yeah,
because even when he was with the grayish kind of a suit in Empire Strikes Back,
yeah,
on that grayish, he's always lost. He never looks like he's got the upper hand on anything. He's getting his ass beat up by everyone. I mean, he couldn't lift the ship on Dagobah, so
hmm,
that's one loss right there.
yeah.
He has to
He
go
loses a
to
lot
say,
in all three
yeah,
movies. Yeah,
yeah, but in that one especially, he lost everything. He didn't won one fight.
and by the
I
time
mean,
like, and he's wearing the dark clothes because he's going through a dark period in his life, and he's
yes,
actually struggling with the dark side, with
yes.
temptations to just to join his father in the sense that his father asked, you know, or like maybe I
It,
will just
uh
do what
That's
my
what the
dad is.
grayish
Yeah.
costume signifies.
Mm.
It's trying to tell the audience that this person is is conflicted between the light and the dark. So he's in a gray area right now, and whatever he does on this movie, whatever actions he takes, is going to pull him either towards the light or
Yeah.
towards the dark.
Yeah.
And in
So
the next one, we see him with this dark color. We're
yeah.
supposed to see him like a badass.
Yeah.
This is not a badass. What
Well,
I'm looking at right now is not. That's
so
not a badass.
I think it's interesting just to see, because I think some people have been very critical of people redesigning this artwork, and they think it's
Yeah.
mean spirited. I think it's incredibly, it's very positively spirited. I think
And
it's very,
what about, have anyone asked what the artist was thinking about?
yeah.
Because
Well, it's
this is intentional.
yeah. Well,
That was
okay.
intentional.
I hate to, I don't want to interrupt you too much because I just want to make
Yeah.
sure that we get through this tonight. But I think so. Just going to the details. So I guess one thing that this particular artist did is they took out the eyeliner, which was
Mm.
in the original. They redid the lips. They actually gave him thicker lips, but just
Mhm.
without the coloring. Uh, they redid the cleft chin and gave him a stronger
Mhm.
chin line. And I think it's like, so he still looks like someone who maybe doesn't have this. Is I really like this design, by the way. Uh, he he he's serious. you can tell he's struggling with things. He's got like almost like dark circles under his eyes with the line work, but he doesn't look terribly physically strong. He doesn't look super, he doesn't look like the 90s Kenner, where everyone was really buff and beefy. Do you remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Like
But he
looks
doesn't
like
look.
he's being very
He doesn't look He doesn't look androgynous.
Yeah.
Like in the other one, which is the intention, to cause confusion. That's pretty much the intention. This was intentional.
Which
This was not an accident.
There are like like he doesn't look like this. Even Han Solo looks all right. For some reason, Han Solo is kind of like a I don't know why, but I guess he hasn't been critically reviewed by the far left as much. I'm not quite sure.
Because Han Solo is the ultimate macho. Han Solo in the first 15 seconds a minute, he kills someone. He doesn't give a shit, and he goes to the bartender and say, "Hey, here's this for the mess. Sorry for the mess."
Yeah. So
he doesn't give a shit.
This is another design I think which is also cool.
It's better, yes, way better. It has the Adam apple applied, and also has the muscle.
Yeah, there's a little more. I like the sternocleidomastoid mastoid is the name of that muscle, and I like the colored shading.
Looks way better, yes.
Yeah, and a bigger cleft chin, and he gave him like the kind of jowls, which is nice.
These artists, they're not editing this thing. They're just shedding a light, and light is the best disinfectant. So they're just putting a spotlight on what this person did on purpose. Like I just told you, this artist either was told to do this, did it on purpose, or the editor did it on purpose, because this has to go through an editor. Why didn't the editor say, "Hey, you need to fix this"? So know, it's either the editor is an incompetent or did it on purpose.
Yeah. Well, even it's funny. So we talked about the eyeliner. It feels like eyeliner when the dark lips are there. It doesn't feel. It just feels like a guy who hasn't had a good amount of sleep and is really struggling with some stuff. When you draw the lips differently, which I think is interesting. It's the same eyes, but
I could make so many jokes about it right now. I'm just holding back. You have no clue.
And maybe even
those pouty lips.
Funny. Yeah. Like just doing it completely different, and there's an anime style going on, but there's appropriate ways. I'm going to bring up the Star Wars. Did you ever have the Star Wars?
If I was Jabba the Hutt and saw Luke Skywalker like this, I wouldn't know if I want to kill him or just put him in a slave suit next to his sister. Because he looks yummy right now with those pouty lips. I would be like, I was like, "Whoa, I got two Skywalkers here now. Just come here, little Skywalker." I would just put him in a slave suit right next to his sister, put him to dance and all that. Yeah. I think I like Luke Skywalker better than Leia on that picture. Looks more attractive.
It's silly,
for sure.
It's very silly. I'm trying to find. Let's get. I don't know if you saw the manga ever. But
I got a couple of them. Yes.
Yeah. I had a few, and I really like. It's.
I got that first
older
one.
Style.
I got that first one. Yes.
Yeah, but I really dig it. There's a lot of fun stuff going on.
It looks great. They didn't go too far on anything. It looks like a manga. They have big eyes and small noses and stuff, but you can still define who's a boy and who's a girl, who's a man, who's a woman.
And I think it's really important to point out, what's being critiqued about Luke in this recent stuff is not the fact that the artist did a stylized representation or did some creative license to kind of have fun and make it unique. Because this comic, I've never heard anyone not like this manga, and this does not look like the Luke of the movies, but it feels like Luke because it's
That's
genuinely
Adam Warren.
made by someone. Oh, is that
The person, yeah, the person that did the covers is Adam Warren.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
He's a mangaka. He's really famous for his comic book Empowered.
Yeah. Well, it's
Really
brilliant stuff, and
Yeah.
it just goes to show that you can go, you can do as much creative license as you want. Like when you read this, every single page is a reimagining, and yet
Of course. But let me just say something about that.
Yeah.
There is a rule. You can do all the reimagining you want with your characters. These are not your characters. These are icons. And when you don't have no respect for icons, this is the stuff what that happens. When you have no knowledge and no respect for the characters, for the franchise, you can go ahead and make an androgynous Darth Maul or an androgynous Luke Skywalker, or maybe you can do an androgynous Yoda. We don't know what sex is Yoda, right? He's non-binary. We don't know. So when the characters are not yours, you don't do that because you have respect. You're standing on the shoulders of giants, of the giant of maybe this guy, Mr. Ralph McQuarrie, who designed these characters. I'm standing on his shoulders. These are not, Darth Vader is not my character. So I will, if I get the opportunity to draw him, it's an opportunity. It's an honor. It's a privilege.
Yeah.
To see this kind of thing.
And to do your own spin in a way that's in has integrity and is an honest, like an earnest exploration of the character.
Yes.
Isn't just a mere revision to be.
Oh, these characters have a track record. They've been here for 40 years.
Yeah.
I can't just go ahead and make my own interpretation of them and expect everyone to just bow down to me.
Yeah.
They have to be respected and they have to be portrayed in a way that the fans will like them and they will accept them.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't accept this. Hey Marvel, I do not consent. I do not consent.
Yeah.
This is not my Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, it's non-consensual redrafting of characters that we do have a stake in because we pay their salaries. So
exactly, I'm a customer. I have a lot of Star Wars stuff on my house.
Yeah, same here. So
if we go to the KYRIE campaign, I want to give an example of that because when I did the poster that I did for you, thankfully, if we can maybe make it bigger, thankfully, I was able to get approval from you and do my own interpretation of this character. I was able to give my
whatever you want.
Yeah, I said, hey, I want to be free. When you contacted me, I said, hey, I want to be free, and I want to be able to do my own thing. And you say, oh, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm inspired by your work, and I just want to see you do you. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
I shouldn't be hiring people if I don't trust them. You know. So
thank you, Justin.
Yeah, just thanks.
Yeah, so when I did her, I first what I did is I asked your permission because this is your baby. I mean, I'm going to draw your baby.
Yeah, you know what it's like.
Yeah, I don't want you to portray my baby in a way that I wouldn't. If it's for professional purposes, if this is going to print and it's going to be sold and fans are going to buy it, we need to have a respectful representation of it. If it's fan art, you can do whatever you want with the character. That's fan art.
Yeah,
that's not official. So in this one, I got some notes from you, and I followed the notes. and I tried my best to be as respectful as I could, and show the feminine form in action, but still being respectful to the character. What she wouldn't do. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do a butt shot while she's just trying to throw the arrow, because that's not the character.
Hmm.
So I did her up front, and I tried to make her look like there was something happening in the story that maybe caused an explosion, or a fall down of some rocks, and she's defending herself, she's escaping,
Yeah, it's really fun.
and you can see something's happening in the story. So I tried to picture some of that, and then I used the movement to give her like a ballet kind of a silhouette, like if she was dancing. She's spinning. That's how it looks. If you look at the ballet girls, when they're dancers, these ballet dancers, she looks like she's spinning. That was my inspiration for this piece.
Oh,
A
that's cool.
ballet dance.
That's the
Yes.
first I heard that, so that's really neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's spinning on the point of her feet. That's the inspiration for that. And when they do it like that. They lift the other knee, and they do the spin.
Hmm.
So I was trying to do that, but in an action shot, eh, but keeping her in a way that you will see her as sexy, sensual, maybe sexy. You could
Sure,
appreciate her beauty,
it's
but it's
aspirational.
still the character. Yes, it looks great, graceful. It doesn't
Hmm.
look like I was trying to do something else.
So,
You can
yeah,
still do it. You can portray your characters, these characters, somebody else's characters, in a way that they can still be respectful to the original, to the foundation.
yeah, yeah. Well, okay. So speaking of, uh, you know what? I didn't even. I thought I had it up. Oh, here it is. Uh, we're gonna do this quickly because I really want to show your art. We want to land on a high note and on a positive note. But speaking of, not respecting other characters that you should be stewarding. They're not your characters. They're just ones that you're managing on behalf of other people. There was kind of a CBR hot take about how it was very selfish of Captain America to become Captain America, for Steve Rogers to become Captain America, and
Another icon.
yeah, yeah, just to get attention, and it
Hmm.
got so much attention that they took the article down about less than 24 hours later. Not in time for people to, notice the horrific attention
I
grabbing
haven't
moment and
read
speak
it.
out against it. Oh, you read it? Yeah.
No, I haven't. I haven't read it. I don't know, but I do know that Captain America is like Superman.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Mark Millar did something very controversial one time on one of the comic books, which was the alternate universe of the Marvel universe, and the Avengers were called the Ultimates, and I think he was fighting either the Red Skull, or some other villain, and he this guy told him straight to his face that he should give up. And why didn't he give up? He
Hmm.
keeps fighting. Captain America keeps fighting. He was questioning him why he won't give up, and he pointed to his front, to his face, to his forehead, and he said, "Do you think this A stands for France?"
Oh my gosh. No
Which
kidding.
is yeah, it's hurtful, I know, but America doesn't give up.
Yeah.
America doesn't give up, and Captain America, he's got those values ingrained in him. He's not gonna give up. He's
Mm.
an American, so he's not gonna give up. You're not gonna get him to give up.
Yeah. 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 So I don't even know what the hot take was about, other than that. That the title was that he was selfish.
That's
That's
one
very.
character that you shouldn't mess with. Captain America and Superman, as Americans as they should be, those are icons of America. We shouldn't be rewriting them, bending them to the point of breaking them.
Mhm.
No, no. They should always be respected, and they should always be held to the highest point of 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 any story. These are guys that we look up to them. We should always be trying to look up to them. I mean, who? This is Captain America. What are you talking about? He's not a Nazi. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was a
This
big
is
mistake.
this is stuff that some people are doing intentionally to destroy our icons on the moral compass. The people that we are trying to aspire to be. I can never be Captain America. I can never be Superman, but I could try to be him. I could at least say, hey, what will Captain America do? What will Superman do on this moment? Will he give up? Captain America says he's not, that the A is not for France, so he wouldn't give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, these people are trying
Donkey
to,
Kong. Yeah.
they're trying to destroy these icons with a purpose. There's a purpose behind it.
Let's look at a better example of Captain. Here's another piece. It's a good night to be showing off your work
Yes.
because we just launched Cyber Gods #1, the pre-launch site for sign up. So it's so great to just showcase what you do so well.
Go to his face. I love him. I love Cap.
Yeah.
I love Captain. I love Superman. If you love Superman, you love Cap. I mean,
Yeah, I
he's
think
great.
so. Yeah, people like to make fun of and they say, "Oh, he's the Boy Scout" and all this stuff. But I
We need a little Boy Scout run right now. We need a little bit of it because
we
everyone's
could use a few.
moody. Everyone's dark and moody. I don't need more dark and moody.
Yeah.
I got that plenty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So he's a great character. He's a great icon.
has a nice
And
black.
yeah, I put him right next to Mrs. Black Widow because, you know,
I really like the way you do boots. I don't know. I've been really digging your
boots.
put on
I love them.
rubber soles. It's like the chunky.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. You know that's one of the things I got some influences like Arthur Adams, Joe Madureira, Kenneth Rockefeller, which I love. Kenneth Rockefeller. If you're listening to me, Kenneth, I love you. I buy everything you do. I got a huge collection of your stuff right here in my house. Which if you ever come to my house, I will make you sign every single book. I have everything he does. So I buy everything Kenneth Rockefeller do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like drawing boots and feet because Jim Lee and Arthur Adams and all those people had like trouble drawing feet. So I was always self-aware that I needed my feet to be planted on the ground, and that they always need to be shown. That's why you always see my drawings. I try not to hide the feet.
Yeah. Well, it's really fun. I mean, there's a lot of expression you can do with the feet, just as much as the hands. I think with a really dynamic.
Yeah, everyone says. Yeah, everyone says it's boring and that nobody looks at feet. Yeah, I know, but I like drawing them.
Yeah. Yeah. Just in the chat, I got to catch up. He's saying some really interesting things.
Henry the Eighth.
For the CBR thing, they deleted the tweet to promote the article after like 2 to 3 hours. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's a jive.
Ultimates 2 storyline. He did that.
Captain America.
Yeah. Yeah. He's saying that looks really nice, and I'm writing my John Henry VIII with a Captain America vibe for a new project. That sounds really interesting. Yeah, Justin's he's a CG writer, and he's got a comic. I think he's announced this. It's called Unstitched, and I think we're going to be hanging out on his launch party with I think it's the 18th or something like that. He's a really cool guy. One last thing. Oh, I forgot. I can bring these up. Assad Ribic is my favorite artist. He hides
I
from
love
the dust
I
cloud
love him too.
or just fades them out.
Esad Ribic is from Yugoslavia.
Mm,
He's a really grumpy, no nonsense guy.
yeah.
He's got a beard, and he's a big guy. He's like a big. He looks like he's just like an, how do you call these people that cut big logs of wood? Lumberjack.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like a lumberjack. I really like him. It's at Rubik. Yes, for sure. He's working animation. He's done everything. He
Well,
had
it sounds
he
like you
had
can
a
do better feet than he can.
maybe he does a lot of stuff better than me. So I'm glad at least I have one thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, inspiring piece here. And looking forward to future stuff you do with Cap.
I
Um,
would love to
I
draw
know
him again.
there's some secrets. You can
Yeah,
might draw him again, which would
like
be
I said, Captain America is one of my favorite characters from Marvel, and Superman is pretty much my favorite from DC. So they are pretty close
yeah.
to me.
Yeah, I mean, without them, you've just got a bunch. You can't have only people like them, but without them, you've really lost one of the pillars of what makes
You,
superheroes
you lose the
inspiring,
heart. You
motivating.
lose
Yeah,
the heart. Those two characters are the beating heart
yeah,
of everything.
yeah.
So the
I think
Avengers are
dark and
not
gritty people are allowed to be dark and gritty because
because
Cap
he's seen
and
it.
Spider
Yes,
are keeping them from despair.
exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
He's the one. He's the guy that's gonna prevent those dark and gritty people to go too far,
yeah,
because
exactly.
he's never gonna go that far. We need him. He's
Yeah,
very important.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, well, that's I guess that seems like that's the stream.
We
Uh,
could go to KYRIE back so we can promote the the campaign. You're still in demand.
it's kind of you. Yeah, we're and Justin is one of the biggest backers, so I can't thank him enough. He actually, speaking of Memorial Day, I think it is a good time to highlight Justin. Actually, he is one of the support the troops tier backers.
Mm,
And that's an important thing. There was some drama about how to do this and how not to do it, uh, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and I think I figured out the way to do it is just to price it at cost. So I'm making $0 for this support, but it just gives people like Justin. We had one other person support this perk too. People like Justin who have a heart for who care about the troops and want to give them 10 issues of KYRIE 1, 10 issues of KYRIE 2, and they also get their own copy of KYRIE 2 and 3 posters. And
thank you very much, Justin.
yeah, and this just facilitates that. So if they want to honor the troops in this way, I can pass that money along to print things and get things shipped to them in their name, and I'll make sure it's in their name. So, yeah, it's just something I was inspired that other people have done similar things, whether it's in their perks or
Mhm.
just in donating in general. There's a lot of cool. There's several. I think I had.
And if you don't know why would anyone do something like this for the troops, I have friends that are right now in the Navy and they're stationed on Japan. So if you don't understand what it is to be on a boat 24/7, and you can only go out on weekends, one day, when these troops get something from their families or from the US, it's like Christmas to them, because they are some of them, like I told you, my friend who is on the Navy, He's stationed right now on Japan. He has to be 2 years stationed over there. So getting him something from his family or from the US or from Puerto Rico, because he's Puerto Rican,
Mhm.
it's like Christmas to him. He's getting a piece of home
Mm.
back there in Japan. You're making if you give somebody that's in the military a gift, if you're sending him something, you're feeding his soul pretty much. Feeding the body is important, but feeding the mind and the soul is also important. So you're by giving them something, sending him something, you're not only thanking him for his service and his sacrifice, but you're reminding him that he's a human being, and we are thinking about you. We haven't forgotten about you, and here's something so you can think about us too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's inspiring. So yeah, that's Justin says no problem. I plan on doing a children's hospital charity bundle. That's a good idea
That's
too.
that's
That's
really
another
great.
good idea. Yeah, I should do that for KYRIE book 3. Hmm, that's a very fun idea. Yeah,
I,
Justin has his
count
unstitched.
me in. Count me in. If
Yeah,
whatever I can do for charity, I will always do, especially for children.
yeah, yeah. Maybe we do that with switching over to Cyber Guys. Maybe we're still planning out perks and tiers of that sort, but
Yes,
that that might be something we consider. Um, maybe something you consider if you want to add that sort of
for
thing.
sure. So
Yeah,
if anyone wants to just write up their email to get into the pre-launch page, so when there will be advice, there will be an email sent to you whenever we decide to do the complete launch of the page. If you sign up right now, you're gonna get notified. You're gonna be the one of the first one. We're debating about some stuff that maybe we could do on the first days. Maybe we could do something limited for the people that are early.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
give
Don't make any
something
promises
exclusive.
without talking to me first.
No, no. But
We
we are
gotta figure
thinking
out
about it.
for
We,
it.
we might we might be thinking about uh, doing that as a thank you for backing the project first.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, yeah. I did that with KYRIE Book 1, and it was pretty successful to give
All right.
thanks to people who sign up uh, and also came in on day one. I gave them bookmarks and postcards. And for KYRIE Book 2, if you did the pre-launch, gave everyone 10% off, uh, which was fun to
Oh,
do. So, but there's a lot of different ways we can work how to
for sure.
facilitate that. But this means that it's coming soon. Uh, that's a
Yes.
promise
Thank
now.
God.
It's official.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but
A long time.
really excited. You can clearly see by Cass's passion and his artistic talent that this is something that's going to be very much worth your hard-earned dollars. And we're going to take both of us are going to work to make sure that every single cent is put given back to you in terms of value, and more so.
Yes.
It's going to be a deal to invest in this, and it's going to be a very high quality. My job on this is to make sure that the print, the actual, the physical book is some of the highest quality you've seen out there. Uh, Certainly higher quality than most, crowdfunded campaigns. We're doing top tier stuff here, so it's going to be exciting. And obviously, the art is completely top tier. No worries there. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
Justin said something on the chat. He said that Unstitches is no ages comic, more fitting for children, hospital than military, and that he's gonna have
that's a fair idea.
a
Yeah.
special campaign that the first 48 hours, the backers from the first 48 hours gonna have their backer ID numbers put in a raffle for a free print of the Brubaker cover.
Oh, that's
That's
another
really
good
good.
idea.
It's
Maybe
nice.
we do a print giveaway.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we could. We
Yeah.
could. There's a lot of We have a lot of choices.
Yeah, and that's
We're gonna
something.
just,
There's
yes.
something to keep in mind, Cass, is that so you're going to be getting these, and we're going to build an email campaign list with this. But you also have Indiegogo keeps track of the order in which someone gets in. So as you've seen,
Yeah.
like when people share on Twitter or something, they're like, "Hey, I just backed,
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know,
Referrals.
and here's my customer ID number."
Wow.
That's the order in which you backed, and so and you can, and it also tells you what day they backed and stuff like this. So we can do something like this too if it's the first 48 hours, or maybe it's the first 10 backers, first 30, or however you want to slice it.
Yes,
There's a lot of different ways. Indiegogo, in many ways, is just a better platform for crowdfunding. It's just a lot more robust.
for
So I'm
sure.
glad we're doing it on Indiegogo.
For sure. I'm really
Yeah.
glad.
So I guess that's the
Yep.
stream for today. So thanks, Justin. Really appreciate you hanging out with us this whole time. Hopefully you found it entertaining. Hopefully you enjoyed the artwork, the amazing artwork by Cass here, Omar Casanova. Follow him at xxthecassxx on Twitter if you don't already.
I'm gonna have to put it on my bio. I'm gonna have to put it right there on my name under my
Yeah,
name, so
that'd be
you
a
can
good idea.
follow me
Yeah,
next
yeah.
time.
We're putting out the pre-launch uh, website on our Twitters. So go ahead and sign up for if you want to get news and
Yes.
possibly some promotional, some special deals in some way, shape, or form coming your way if you heard it here first. If you sign up on the email address uh, sign up thing here. And yeah, so that's it. There's so much news this week. I
So much.
also, I mean, there's so many things. Like I wanted to talk about James Mangold is going to do Indiana Jones 5. I wanted to show Josh Trank is begging fans not to ask for his director's cut of Fantastic Four 2015.
Oh my God.
There's
There's
the
so
Snyder
much to
cut
talk
thing.
about. We need like 6 shows.
Yeah, yeah. But there's a. I mean, this just goes to show you. Um, just to summarize the past week, I think there's been a lot of really positive strides in terms of fans
For sure.
finding a voice and being able to actually speak back to corporations and say, you cannot just tell me what I want and then give me what I want.
Exactly.
You have to
I am the
listen.
fan.
I will tell you what I want and then you give
Exactly.
me what I want. And the Snyder Cut, whatever you think about Justice League, the fact that they're releasing a Snyder Cut is a fantastic, and they're putting what 30 to $50 million in this.
30 millions, yes.
Uh,
30 millions.
that's
I'm
30
just gonna
million.
say,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, I'm a big fan of Mr. Zack Snyder. I did not like his vision for the DC universe,
Yeah.
but for God's sake, let the man finish it. Let the man finish it. He needs to have. This is his vision. Nobody should just go ahead and butcher it. It was his vision, and I was having fun with it. I want
Yeah,
it. I
sure.
want my Snyder cut. Give it to me. I haven't. I have every Zack Snyder movie
Oh,
there
cool.
is. I went to see all his movies since the first one on the theater. The
Yeah.
first one was Dawn of the Dead, which
Yeah.
was a remake. I saw that one. That's when I was like, all right, I'm a fan of you, and I'm gonna follow you. I saw 300 on the big screen. I saw everyone, even Soccer Punch. I love Soccer Punch. I
Yeah.
love it. I I love it. We can have like 3 shows talking about Soccer Punch. I
Yeah.
love Soccer Punch. I
Yeah.
love his work. He's a visionary and he's a very visual director.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was a crime. To me, it was a crime what happened to him. I'm glad he's getting redemption.
And it was bad. Yeah, it was horrible circumstances, and it's very understandable that he would feel the need to, step down from director role.
Yeah,
But it's nice,
yeah,
yeah. Looking, what is this? Several years later, coming back and getting his role. And
thank you, Warner
on the
Brothers,
shoulders,
for listening to the fans.
yeah, on the shoulders of fans. Like, he could have come back and asked for that with no fan backing, and it would never have happened. It happened
No.
because fans
The fans.
kept up and demanded for years, and that's
Exactly.
sometimes what it takes. Maybe I think we've already seen changes in Star Wars with things like Mandalorian and getting the Clone Wars back, and
Yeah.
The Obi-Wan movie is greenlit. Things change when you are you don't have to feel bad. I know no one who's listening to this feels bad, but you don't have to feel bad about not liking something that the corporation hands you.
Exactly.
You're allowed to not like it. You're allowed to like it. And
You're entitled to not like it.
yes, it's you are free to do either way.
Exactly.
So it's a good day. There's a lot of winning going on.
This year there's a lot of sad news, but there's a lot of good news too.
Yeah, a lot of good news. Snyder made the most badass owl fighting animated movie. Did he make that? The
Yes, Guardians of the Goal. Yes.
I love that movie.
I
that's
love
really
it.
fun.
I have it. I have it on Blu-ray right here. I love every movie he's done. I'm a fan of. I'm a big fan of Zack Snyder. Very big fan.
I remember there's a lot of bisexual lighting and
There's bisexual lighting.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
There's so much. And I loved it. It was gorgeous.
It
so
was
much orange
gorgeous.
and blue.
Yes.
That was Zack Snyder.
That was Zack.
Bless Zack Snyder. That's great. Okay,
Yes.
we're ending on a very positive note.
Yes.
Thanks, Justin, for hanging out with us. Thanks for
Thank you.
whoever else is checking us out, whether it's now or later. We're just here to have fun. Talk about the week's news. We're going to do this we have been doing it every. This is the fourth episode of us.
Fourth episode.
Every Monday normally, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we're just trying to compile, in different fandoms, what's going on, whether it's movies, comics, which is where we're coming from, just in terms of our hobbies and business, Indiegogo news, things of that sort, and try to find some productive, maybe if there's good news, if there's a silver lining to something, we'll try to highlight that too. But if something needs to be critiqued, we'll just do that. But either way, we're having a good time. So thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you on the internets. Follow us. I'm at Matt Krotz on Twitter. My friend and co-host here, Cass. He's XX, the Cass, XX. And we'll catch you guys later, and see you next week.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. See you guys later.